Nobody is going to come and save us in Nollywood. We are our own saviors. We should be the one taking the bull by the horn and creating those pathways. Somebody has to knock on the door. You don't expect a foreigner that doesn't know what your immediate need is to come and knock on the door for you. You have to look for that door and knock on the door. First of all, I would have to tell you what SIRA is all about. The acronym means Shaping Industry and Revolutionizing Africa. Our mission is very clear, is to foster cultural exchange by creating pathways to have a platform on financing and cultural exchange. I think it's about time that, we as Nollywood, especially the practitioners, move from just, within Nigeria and start thinking Pan-Africa. So the goal for SIRA is more African than, it's just being about Nollywood. Nollywood is great. Afrobeat is proof of concept that Nollywood can actually be global. We know what Afrobeat is doing around the world, and that's the music arm of our creative industry. So yes, that is what SIRA is about. So it is a platform to showcase creative work for producers, screening their movies, facilitating this one-on-one conversation with studios, iconic studios around the world, ensuring that there is an actual trade happening during these festivals. Going back to the press release, this year is my 20th year in the industry. Throughout these 20 years, I've identified that going to film markets and going to all these festivals is a thing. Is something that filmmakers love to do. They love to showcase their film to diverse audience, to international buyers and all of that. But does it really translate into the actual trade that we are talking about in terms of acquisition of these titles? Or is it just for accolades or just showing the film? As a distributor, my primary reason for doing what I am doing is for trade, is for us to be able to buy and sell whatever we take to these festivals. And that's what SIRA is the vehicle that is going to facilitate and fast track that, make that happen, create a platform where, you see our Nollywood producers sit across studios like MGM, like Apple, and then they are talking about their film, and then there's an actual trade, there's an actual sale going on. Not going to festivals, spending all your money, screening the movies, and then what goes on after that. There has to be some sort of financial commitment that goes towards these contents, and that is what SIRA is all about. So we are really pushing and driving these conversations with international sales and sales agents and studios and lovers of African content, African cinema content, to come to the festivals to screen these films and actually pick their choice. Whatever interests them, from feature documentary to series, TV shows, to feature film and all of that. So that's what we are screening, all types of content at SIRA. So there are various markets in the world, as you know, film markets. So our flagship is at TIFF. But however, we plan on going to all of those major markets and showcasing our presence and ensuring that facilitation actually takes place. And in the coming weeks, and we've even approached some festivals to really explain and, have conversations around SIRA and the mission and the vision of SIRA. I think it's important to walk from the known to the unknown. You walk from your low-hanging fruits, utilize that, make sure you exploit that as much as possible, and then you create new markets. So SIRA is also going to create new markets. Remember, I said it's a pathway we are creating. So it is not going to be like, easy as we would want it to be, but It is now, you need to drive it. You need to be at the forefront, driving those pathways. Because really, like I mentioned to a filmmaker a few days ago, and I said to him, nobody is going to come and save us in Nollywood. We are our own saviors. We should be the one taking the bull by the horn and creating those pathways. Somebody has to knock on the door. You don't expect a foreigner that doesn't know what your immediate need is to come and knock on the door for you. You have to look for that door and knock on the door. So it's important that, those pathways are created by us, because we understand what our immediate need is. And our immediate need is distribution. In one particular content, you can have theatrical rights carved out, you can have your TV rights carved out, you can have your streaming rights carved out, and you can have transactional video on demand carved out from one single content. Producers have to understand that their content is the new currency. It is real estate. It continues to appreciate. You can monetize it for a lifetime. So understanding how these deals are being done and not getting into a bad deal is very important. And that is why you have to work with a distribution partner that understands these various rights. So whilst I know that TV is almost non-existent here, I also know that there are initiatives and moves around the ecosystem that is looking towards making TV a thing. So whilst those conversations are ongoing, we will continue to foster global pathways for our African cinema and producers who have diverse contents and want to monetize that content. And I can say for myself, and also, a bit to what we never saw that selection come. Of course, we put in the film for selection, but it was a good surprise for us. So yeah, it is not about the collaboration. It is more about the content. And to have like an official selection, myself, my partners and I, it is unprecedented. For me, it's like, wow, you can dream and you can actually have your dream come true. You can see it come true. It is, for me, I won't say it's the high point. It's one of the high points of my 20th year, because there is still other high points that during the course of the year, into the weeks and months, we will unfold what that 20 years is going to look like, the next phase of Blue Pictures Entertainment. Well, yeah, Stitches is, we are happy as BRS Studios to have that selection at TIFF.